Run out of tea though.
You're fine.
It's very upsetting.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Kitchen Conversations with Hobbs and Ben from Hard Reset. And this time we're going to talk about Xbox 180. And
Also known as the Xbox One.
I want to talk about the Xbox One, what it originally was, what it is now, what it's lost along the way.
Alright.
So Daniel Hobbs, let's look at the original idea for Xbox One. It's sort of a cloud gaming console where you share everything online with your friends and family, and that idea was pretty much shot down instantly.
Yes.
And whether for good or for ill, Microsoft went, "What? No, you have everything. Have everything you want to have. Pre-owned games, how you want to have them, old style with disc swapping, and all of that." And then this week, after Microsoft have gone, that they, Connect is important. It's integral, sort of Xbox One and what they're trying to do with the whole projecting and the moving and the shouting at it. They're going, you don't need it now. So now the Xbox One.
Very nice tea, by the way, Ben.
Oh, it's Yorkshire tea. Now the Xbox One, apart from being this other console, this cool kind of new, slightly scary but still kind of interesting thing, it's just another console. It's just next gen version of the 360, yes. And it's it's identical to the PS4 now. It's lost all its differing points.
Yeah.
Is that a shame or is that not a shame?
It is a shame. To get this progression in technology, you have to give something up. A lot of people buy all their music in iTunes now. Don't they? A lot of people buy all their music in iTunes. I do. I rent all my movies through iTunes. And to have that, you don't own none of that. You don't own shit, basically.
So one day they go, pull the plug. Stop, sorry.
Oh yeah. One day they could do that, but they won't because
they lost everyone.
Basically, yeah. But to have I have my iPhone and I can send music and podcasts and videos and all these things to my Apple TV, and it's awesome. It's this closed ecosystem that I have.
You don't have to leave your room. That's the shit.
No. It's not a closed ecosystem in that way, but a closed ecosystem in the way of I'm locked into Apple products.
Yes.
And to have that means I have to give something up, which is my right to own that media. Now the tea's coming up.
Yeah.
Which is fine by me, because I get that awesome experience. With the Xbox One, I have many points. With the Xbox One, the problem is that you had the potential to have that awesome experience.
The cloud.
Where I could pop in that disc, I could install it on the console, I could take that disc, I could wipe my ass with it, put it in the bin. Fucking brilliant. Because I quite like, that was it's the perfect balance. I quite like having the disc, the box on my shelf. Now, maybe not so much older games, I'm slowly getting rid of all my retro stuff. But all the new ones I like to go for, I'm going, what shall I play on my new console today? And I like to browse the line of there. So I like those boxes on there, but I don't like switching discs because I'm goddamn fucking lazy. So, you take that, you put it in there, that's really cool. But you have to give something up, which is the pre-owned games to have that. And that is great, because what Microsoft are doing is progression.
It's cutting out the middleman that's, it's common knowledge now that production companies of video games don't make a lot of money off your games, if anything.
They don't make a penny. They don't
not,
barely make a penny.
Not a pretty penny.
Yeah.
And so all the Microsoft did was, we're going to cut out Blockbuster, all those companies, and your money's going to go straight to the Activision and all the games that all the people that make these games. That's awesome. They get some profits. They'll then put it all into more games.
You get progression in the industry, progression in the video game technology. You get developers getting the money they deserve for their video games. That's two good things to start off with. But, people bitch and moan because they don't like things to change. And then they take it all back and you can't have that, which means you're buying, when it comes to September, October, November time, whenever these consoles come out, and you're buying a £425 pound box, you're literally doing, it does nothing different. From a video game perspective, it does nothing different apart from its more power.
Yeah, no, both consoles now are...
They are literally, you could literally call the PS3, PS4 and the Xbox One 0.5 of the one before. Yeah. Because they don't do anything so dramatically different.
Essentially, it's the same theory
There is
as
no-
with
yeah.
new PCs. It's you upgrade your graphics card or new PC every, 2.5 years. Or
Yeah.
essentially, that's what we're doing. We're getting a graphical
Yeah,
upgrade.
exactly.
But it's not a leap.
When I switched from a Motorola Razr flip phone to an iPhone, again, I gave up that freedom.
The ability to play Snake 2.
Well, yeah, you give up things to get progression in the industry. I went to that stupid closed ecosystem where all of my apps are on Apple devices and I can't do anything else because I'm locked down to that thing. But that's good because it allows progression in the industry. When Microsoft did that massive switch and they changed everything, in my eyes, as a company, they fucked things up bad because that made them look weak. That made them look really, really, really weak as a company. To the people who really like Xbox, and go, the people who really, really like the Xbox as it is, you're going to go, yeah, it's fine. They're changing this, they're dealing to the consumer. But they had a stone cold vision for what they wanted the Xbox One to be, and now they've come out and just gone, don't matter. Literally, you can that first Xbox One reveal. The only thing they haven't gone back on is TV. And say, oh no, we won't put TV in there. That's the only thing that I can think of at the top of my head. They've said, no, you don't have to have Kinect plugged in now because that's what you wanted. You don't have to have DRM and used games and blah, 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 But now, again, it makes them look as like a weak company. Does them no favours.
Which then Sony came out, rubbed salt in the wound,
Yeah.
fell blood in the water, and Sony, the PS4 they're no different now. The consoles, as we've said, and all Sony have done have gone. We could do this from the start, and everyone's gone, yeah.
Exactly. Sony have a clear vision. I am more confident going in. I have both consoles pre-ordered. I'm not a fanboy. I own a Wii U. I am not a fanboy of any one company whatsoever. I am more confident going into buying the PS4 that I know exactly how things are going to work and what I'm going to get. Going into buying the Xbox One, I'm still not sure how things are going to work. Me and you are talking about Twitch TV streaming for Hard Reset. I've got no idea what's going on with that. But I do know how Ustream works on the PS3, on the PS4, because they've come out and said they've told us. And they said, this is how it's going to work, this is going to do it. Whereas, all I've got from Microsoft is my triggers will rumble, and Major Nelson can throw cardboard everywhere in his unboxing videos. That's all I know, because they've switched and messed around with everything all the time. I don't know how it's going to work anymore.
At Gamescom, they've really got to have a clear message. I mean, they've already fumbled it and muddied the waters enough.
Exactly.
They've got to come out and go, look, we know, ignore all that, this is it now. Look, you've got all the stuff you want and this
and
stuff.
they need to come out and go, right, we listen to you guys. This is what we're going to do.
Reintroduce the Xbox One.
Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. And then bring out a pedestal, maybe change the design to make it look like less like a Betamax player. But like I said, it has made them look weak as a company. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. You could tell just from as soon as they did that initial 180, Sony's stock price went up and Microsoft's went down. It makes them look weak as a company. It makes them look bad as a company. It makes the more concerning consumer trust them less, and it makes obviously their investors concerned. But at the end of the day, to the average gamer, who gives a fuck? We're getting what they want, but they're not, because if something doesn't give, if you don't give up anything, then there will be no progression in the industry. People complain. Look at Steam. Steam people give up those discs and freedom to move their PC games around wherever they wanted to
For instant download, cheaper price.
Exactly, and Microsoft could have been doing that.
For all we know.
But they sort of took the tail between their legs and ran away. Xbox One could have changed video games like the Steam changed PC games.
After E3 and the initial 180 happened, you usually know. I know they say fanboyism is kind of dead, but it still exists.
Fanboyism is not dead. Just read the comments of any article anywhere on the internet.
But people usually have already made their decision before. Even when we thought it was, the 720 and the Orbis, whatever you want to call it, we always knew that someone was going to get a PS4, whatever it was, and I was going to get whatever Microsoft get, because you have loyalties.
Yeah.
I've never seen so many people switch sides after the initial Xbox.
Oh yeah, no, that was ridiculous. But the consoles are so similar. Now the consoles are so similar, but it's just that again, people didn't want that because Microsoft positioned it as, "Hey, look, this is what you're not getting." When they should have gone, "Hey, look, this is what you are getting," and that was Microsoft's key problem, which is why they had to do all this Switch. I bet this has cost them so much more money. All those people, all those poor engineers who have developed all this stuff,
it's been tossed in the garbage.
Yeah, it's been thrown out. But and then, like I've said that quite a few times, like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which console you buy because they're both the same.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You know, people bitching and moaning in comments, Microsoft doing 180s. You know, Sony like literally putting blood in the water to sharks. It doesn't matter because certain people will only afford one console, and if you go to the average gamer and the average who just plays Call of Duty, just plays FIFA, and you go, so which next-gen console are you going to pick up in the next 12 months? They're going to go, which one can I play Call of Duty on? Both. Which one are my friends going to play Call of Duty on? PlayStation. Oh, I go PlayStation. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's only to the people who piss and bitch and moan about stuff in comments and on crappy internet shows in kitchens that it matters to. But it doesn't matter at the end of the day because the portion of hardcore gamers is minuscule compared to the people who will buy the console outright.
To sum it up and put a doorstop on this,
yeah.
If you're reluctant to change, it will never advance further than you can see.
Yes, pretty much, yeah.
Kitchen Conversations, Ben and Dan, done.